Hey y'all, it's Dalanie.
And it's Katie, and this is Classically Black Podcast,
where we talk all things classical music and being black in the profession.
with trap beats playing in the background. Hinga dinga durkin.
Why?
Halloween.
Oh.
Isn't that the Flying Dutchman?
Oh.
Is it?
I thought that was like Viking. That's from Leaf
Erikson Day. Yeah. Almost.
Mm-hmm.
Just almost. This close.
Well, we're back for the 300th time.
That's insane. Well, 302.
Right.
There was the Atlantis episode, and what was the other one?
No, I don't even remember. But I do remember we definitely lost.
Maybe it's 301 then.
Yeah.
I don't remember losing 2 episodes.
Well, that's crazy. There's some people out there who have heard every episode.
Shout out to y'all.
Yeah. I mean, including us. So y'all probably remember more than we do.
Yeah, because I just be... It'd be Wednesday, and I'd be like, all right, let's talk.
Right, and it's like, after that, the minute the mics turn off, I don't know what we talked about. All right, y'all. Well, let's get into the news this week. 2 documentaries going on in the classical music world. The first one is a bit of a sensitive topic. I guess I'll remind myself to put a trigger warning and put the timestamps for this for sexual assault. But Lara St. John, who is a violinist, I believe we spoke about her story she came out years ago with her story in 2019. But she told the Philadelphia Inquirer at that time that when she was 14 years old and a student at the Curtis Institute of Music, her then 78-year-old violin teacher, Yasha Brodsky, attempted to kiss her and touch her inappropriately on multiple occasions over a 6-month period, and his behavior progressed to rape in his office. So she came up with her story in 2019. We covered it then. Now she is making a documentary about sexual assault in classical music. She spoken to multiple survivors of sexual misconduct to bring about change and awareness for the problem. After that article was published in 2019, Curtis issued a public and personal apology and acknowledgement of what happened. And so now Lara has been contacted by what she says hundreds of women and a few men that are sharing their experiences with abuse, assault, and harassment in the classical music industry. So her documentary is going to be called Dear Lara, and it explores her personal experience in addition to those of other victims at music schools and orchestras around the world. Some people actually even were open to coming forward without anonymity, even though they were previously, requesting anonymity. So I think throughout this process, perhaps, they decided to come forward and share their stories more openly. And also her documentary was partially funded by foundation and individual support, but she primarily funded it herself with selling her apartment in Manhattan. So I was like, dang, serious. Real serious. I'm like, I wanted to fund my stuff. I can't even say what I would have to say. So
I'm not gonna say it. We just got started. I'm not gonna be. Yeah. I'll keep it cute.
Yeah, 300. She put out statements to the Violin Channel saying the survivors in my film are only a fragment of the legion of stories out there about rampant, unchecked abuse in classical music. So they're currently, her and her producer Patrick Ham are currently in the process of finalizing the film and submitting it to multiple film festivals. And yeah, I mean we have had multiple news stories about this issue in classical music. Mm-hmm. I mean, we talked about that one dude who was under the table. That was insane.
Oh my God. Remember him? Under the table with it.
Oh my God, him and Placido Domingo and there was that other opera guy. I can't remember his name. We covered him. Like, there's just been so many stories, and like we've tried to, make sure that they make it in, and whatever we know about them is shared with y'all, because like it's obviously an issue. Like people be abusing their power a lot. So I'm really excited for her to finally get her story to a bigger audience, and for people also outside of classical music to know, because I feel like it's a lot of, oh, you heard about so and so, and it's just a lot of that. Yeah. Because remember that situation at Eastman, when Joshua Bell came, and everybody was protesting. They put up that table outside for the sexual assault awareness or whatever outside of his thing, and that thing was sold out.
Eastman real good for a little. We hear you. We're just not gonna listen.
Yeah, like they said that they it was like, well, we investigated all this.
Like you asked his friends at Interlocking? Like what? Every day I say y'all real lucky I'm not in charge, because I'm just gonna bring it back to stoning. So what? You're in a lesson, and this old man who has his balls at his freaking toenails is touching on your neck. Let's just stone you. What's the like
you're imagine 14. This man 78.
Yeah, like what?
Touching on you like I just can't. Can't. It's just certain people gotta go.
Just be like, I'm not even saying. I don't think we should like waste bullets. I'm very serious. Bring back stoning. Like what? The Bible and them. Listen,
I kind of ate with it.
They ate with that.
Speaking of eating, you already know my whole thing. I got it all planned out nice. Y'all got people who's doing heinous stuff like this, but y'all still buying alligator food at the zoo. That's two birds, one stone with it.
That's another way.
Y'all, we talking about. Oh, let's make the earth greener. Here we go.
Like y'all don't want me to run for office.
Cause we keep it wrapped up nice and tight.
Like we
budget cut in half.
Like let's run for president next.
I was about to say, come on.
I got some new stuff we could try.
Come on, brown hair ticket. you almost old enough to run. A couple years.
That's insane. That was a little rude.
What? It's not old.
That's kind of crazy.
No, it's not.
Wow. I didn't mean she called me an old bat.
I did not. How is that old bat? The age is actually pretty young, and also people don't be anywhere near close to that.
Yeah, at all. They'd be too far.
Like, wait, exactly. So you could bring down the median age a lot.
You know what? That's right. I'm gonna spend the next couple of years building a platform.
Exactly. You can have another Harris on the ticket.
Coming soon. What would that be? 2020?
It's a few years.
Yeah. 2032?
Yeah.
Brown Harris, 2032.
Is there an age limit on vice president? Probably not. Huh?
I don't remember. That's like 7th grade.
So I only remember president. So
Brown Harris, 2038 too.
Yeah.
Period. We need a campaign slogan. My first one would help us get voters, but probably for the wrong reasons. I'll say back to the good old days. And then my second idea was, let's do like Jesus do, but will also get us the wrong voters for the wrong reasons. And that's also not very inclusive. I just want the stoning part.
Cast the first stone or something like that.
Yeah, you ate with that.
Yeah.
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 Well, I'm gonna cook. Sending campaign slogans to classicalblackpodcast@gmail.com.
Period.
Girl, I feel like we will get assassinated before we even made it. First of all, we got up on a national stage talking about we gonna start stoning predators. Half of men are predators.
So the statistics are kind of insane.
Is it more than that? I will bet it's more than that.
I don't know. It depends. I feel like it depends on what.
I hope it's not more than that. More than that would be crazy. Yeah. But it has to be close to half. Okay, maybe not half.
I don't know. It just depends. I feel like on what level, because there's so many types of
y'all be so creative with it.
Like y'all, this is sexual harassment.
Yeah. Oh,
you know, like depends on what level you talking about.
Yeah, y'all be so heinous with the put all this energy into being just terrible human beings, And for some reason, somehow, I still got to change my strings manually. I feel like we could have come up with a device to do that. I feel like we could have figured out, like, why do I have to, like, you know, basic things I'm thinking about, you know, that y'all could have put all this energy into. We should be able to get to Pluto in 7 minutes.
Like,
why does it take 256 years to get to Pluto? You know what I mean? I should be able to grow an avocado overnight. I too should be able to teleport. Why do I have to walk?
Yeah.
When I went to Upright Citizens Brigade, I had to park 7 blocks away. Now, if you people like 7 blocks, no, it's me. I don't do the whole.
Nah, it's me. What's that? I mean, it means something to me, but not.
I don't really like walking like that.
Yeah.
Issa was on her story talking about my friends hate walking. I said, ooh, let me be friends with them. Why haven't we figured out teleportation? I should be able to think something that happens right now. But nah, y'all gotta be weird in lessons and stuff like that.
Well, the other documentary coming out is called The Only Girl in the Orchestra. It's about Orrin O'Brien, who was a double bassist in the New York Philharmonic, who was hired by Leonard Bernstein in 1966. Imagine that.
Ooh, I know she was going through it.
Know. I heard she kind of. I was like, she probably had to be.
Oh, she a
kinda,
pygmy?
No, like she's like kind of like strict, kind of.
Yeah, probably. Had to
I'm
be.
like, she had to be.
Had to
toughen up real bad. Imagine being a freaking just a woman in orchestra in 1966, and you're a bass player. Being a bass section in 1966.
The slant. Sorry.
No, thank you. So,
bass player today, low-key. Oh, no offense.
You said what?
I said being a bass player today. No, and I said no. Never mind.
So it's gonna be a documentary short, and it's gonna be available on Netflix.
Oh,
so
movie night coming up.
Yeah, exactly.
When that coming out?
I just saw the date. I just saw it.
Netflix finally doing something good. Something that disastrous Love Is Blind season they put out.
December 4th.
Perfect.
December 4th is coming out. And I was like, yeah, come on, classical. See, classical movies have been having a moment. We gotta see.
Let's do a documentary on classically black.
Like, because we need a crew. For real. And yeah, her daughter is directing it. So.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. So I'll be looking forward to seeing that. What else? Let's see what else. There's a couple more things. A robot. Mm-hmm. See, we was just talking about a robot with conducting orchestra. Well, now it's made its debut playing the cello. It's the first ever robot cello soloist.
Oh, maybe Detroit Symphony finally hired somebody.
Could you imagine? Imagine your freaking stand partner is a robot. Oh my gosh, you went through all that school. Now this robot arm playing the cello in front of you. It's insane. Yeah, so he's playing with a symphony it's playing with a symphony orchestra, a piece written by the Swedish-born contemporary classical composer. Jacob Mulrad. Hopefully I'm saying his last name right. And yeah, it says that the lines between acoustic and electronic music are skillfully blurred in this performance, which took place at the Malmo live concert hall. It says that the orchestra creates a serene and hypnotic sound world before the cello joins and complements it with a sustained solo and laconic passage. And yeah, this is what maybe I'll, if I remember to put a picture up of what it looks like. And I can show you. I mean, that's, I guess, him with the cello, and then there's that picture. It's basically like similar to the robot conductor. It's just like a robotic arm, and it's. I'm gonna see if I can find a video or something, because how is the and then
yeah,
maybe it's not.
I don't think the sound could be good.
You said you don't?
No.
Yeah, it don't seem like it would be. I don't know. It's just something so like what?
I mean, at first I was like, if I went into a concert hall and that would piss me off. But then I was like, I want to go see like what it's talking about.
Yeah, like I would like listen to I want to hear like maybe a video. I don't know if I would go see it.
I would go just to see what the lore, just for the plot.
I would want to hear. I mean, they got a video up here, so when I link it in the description, y'all will be able to hear what it sounds like. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, I feel like playing an instrument just like it's somewhat. It's just a very human thing to do. I don't know.
Yeah,
especially this type of music. Like when you hear like live music, that's why a lot of people don't know. Like you hear like auto tune and stuff. Like one of the reasons why it was made is because like people, the like accuracy that you get from recording in a studio now is just not the same as what it used to be. And so like to like make things match up perfectly, like you need stuff like that, because before you had like, it was just more like, I feel like recordings just breathed more. They were more imperfect and stuff like that, but like not in a bad way. And so this just seemed kind of, I don't know, bleep bloop blorp. Okay, and then last but not least, a new piece by Chopin has been discovered after
I saw that and I kept scrolling.
200 years.
Y'all just be throwing these like, y'all just be finding these little pieces of music that you put in the back of some folder in the back of a cabinet. Like, why did you do that?
Yeah, like new Mozart being discovered was crazy. I'm like, so now they got new Chopin. It says an unknown waltz has been discovered in a library in New York. I'm like, and it's a lot of library. Y'all have a system for cataloging things. Well, like, yeah. According to the New York Times, Robinson McClellan was sorting through a collection of cultural memorabilia in the vault of the Morgan Library Museum in Manhattan when he found a pockmarked manuscript the size of an index card, with a distinctive name written at the top, in the top right corner. First of all, this is why y'all need to stop laying copywriters off. Like, please, sorry, the not top right, WRITE. Come on, y'all.
Open the schools.
I know this is Classic FM, so it was British. I know y'all be putting the OU, but I know y'all don't spell right like that. I know that's not one of the things, but and I also know y'all copywriters being laid off. I don't know. I didn't know that they was like composing on index cards in that time. I mean, I'm sure they weren't index cards, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, maybe he was like at a cafe. He was like, I got an idea, wrote it down real quick.
That's so interesting. I mean, I guess that explains a little bit more why it was overlooked. But like, yeah.
No, because the way I be seeing librarians, they be like,
yeah.
I'm like, nah.
Especially like an archivist.
Yeah.
This. Like, they be so
detailed, like,
was it stuck to the back? Somebody spilled their Dr. Pepper on it? Stuck to the back of the thing?
Probably.
I don't know.
Okay, Chopin. Well, we'll see what it's talking about.
Not Chopin. Okay. So, you see what that did? Made my thing start malfunctioning.
Stop the narrative. I ain't doing nothing to you.
I stopped the narrative. Okay, well, anyway, Long recently recorded the waltz on a Steinway in Manhattan. They got him down there real quick. But
like stat.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the news this week.
Period. So there's been a lot of hashtag discourse on I've been trying Crystal's new thing where like I'll go on, well, normally my app of choice is TikTok, but every once in a while I like to shake the club, you know what I'm saying? So I'll go on Twitter first. And there was one day where like I saw like 7 stupid takes back to back, and I was like, I have to get off. I literally, and it's like Crystal from The Read, she has this thing where she's like, I get off social media the minute I see something stupid. I have a little bit more leeway because you would never be on social media, which I don't think that's her goal, but or maybe it is. I don't know her. But there was a lot of hashtag discourse on the internet this weekend about whether Halloween weekend was this past weekend, the weekend of the 22nd. Did I make that up? Or this coming weekend, which is the weekend after this comes out. I didn't know the girls were so passionate about Halloween weekend. Now, but I also respected it as a person who could be passionate about anything. Like, very passionate about avocados, very passionate about Sazon, you know, like unreasonably so. So I thought we could do a little Halloween exercise. I have a Mad Lib generator here, and you're going to tell me the things that they all have to all be classical music. So if you're not a American. Maybe I think it's an American thing. Mad libs are like you fill in like nouns and adjectives and stuff, and then it will make like a nonsensical story at the end. Okay, so for every noun, adjective, verb, or whatever, it has to be classical music related. Okay, and this is a Halloween theme.
I didn't know they had that. It's kind of cute.
It is cute.
I need to do what Crystal did, because I said at the beginning of the year what I was going to do. Something pissed me off on the internet. I read for 15 minutes. I pick up a book and read. I was doing really good at it. I gotta start. Twitter don't bother me too much because I just have.
That's why I was so
everybody
shocked.
Blocked. I just have everybody blocked, everybody muted. Like
it was like 7 stupid things. You think I should my baby daddy because he hit me in the face? You think I'm just like, and then it was like some more. I'm just like, oh, it's 7 a.m. I gotta close this out.
Wait, I had something funny that happened the other day, just yesterday. I was like, oh, I've been seeing too many of them hypothetical like Black Twitter conversations because I was doing my crossword puzzle. I was doing my crossword puzzle, and the prompt was split blank and it said 2 words and it was 7 slots. I was like, oh, the bill. I was like, the answer was pea soup. They were probably like, I said, oh, I need to get off of Twitter
real quick. Stat, in fact, might be too late.
There's probably like, so you're kind. Not here.
Like oh my goodness. Twitter just so exhausting. Okay. So give me a noun.
Oh right. I forgot you can't read it. I'm like, why? What's the story? It's literally the exact premise. Okay, bass.
Typical.
Okay, whoa.
Another
not
one.
Everybody crowned
Let's just give me another one.
No, not everybody crowned. What was it?
The way you can't come up with something, just give me another.
Essence Fest TV Writer of the Year.
That's what it was.
Second City.
That's
TV
what it
writer, and I saw you was acting too. And
I said 3 lines. I just wasn't happy about it.
oh,
Okay. Noun.
another. Wait, can I ask? Does MATLAB differentiate like noun, thing, or person?
Not this one.
Oh, okay. A music stand.
Adjective.
Cleanly. Cleanly.
Noun.
Spiccato.
Verb.
Articulated. Or articulate.
A verb ending in ing.
Fingering. But not the verb version.
Another one.
And now I'm like, what's
that's why I hate it. I'm like, what's up?
Yeah, I'm like, so VERB.
So like
like
up or like
I'm like classical music. What is that? Like what I say composing, yeah.
Adjective. I say that in the mic.
Adjective. I don't know why it'd be so hard. Fast.
A job.
Classical music.
None.
That's right. A teacher.
Type of candy. Payday.
Oh please.
Paydays are so good. I need to make them vegan. Ooh, yummy.
Why are they not? Oh, because of caramel.
I think nougat. I don't know what nougat is actually.
Nah, nougat is like what's in the Three Musketeers.
What's that?
Remember the Three Musketeers?
But what is it? Like that little. Like what is
It's
nougat?
kind of
Like it's like.
let's do Chocolate Mozart. Because I had a candy that had Mozart's face. I was like, what's Mozart flavored?
Rainwater. Gully water. You know that water in in The Princess and the Frog?
Nope.
Swamp water. Got stuff living in it. Adjective.
No. The bane of my existence. Blaring.
One more.
Melodic.
Oh, sexy. Okay, let's go mad. That's what it said, not me. On Halloween, you get to trick or... Oh, that's freaking... That's fine. On Halloween, you get to go trick-or-treating. Everyone will dress up in costumes like a bass or a music stand. That should be a music stand next year. No, I'm committed to the bit. This year, you decided to dress up as a cleanly spiccato.
Okay, clean.
Clean spiccato. Your mom makes
dress
you...
up as that. You just walk around.
You be like... You dress up in all white. Yeah. I dress in all white and like bounce around. Oh wait, spiccato. Maybe put like make a headband and then put a dot that like floats in the air. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like you make a headband and you get one of them spring things and you tape a big old dot to the spring. So instead of like, yeah. Idea for next year. Your mom takes you, and your best friend trick-or-treating. While you are out, your dad stays home to articulate. Other fun things to do on Halloween are fingering scary movies and composing. This year, you get lots of fast candy. When you get home, your dad says he wants some because he works hard as a teacher and he deserves some of your chocolate Mozarts. You are blaring... But you give it to him anyway. Dads are so melodic. Oof. But you love him. That took a turn. Scary, spooky.
I'm sorry. Fingering scary movies
kind of insane.
I mean, y'all do me Netflix and chilling. So.
Oh my God.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah. Little cute little... It was scary.
Dads are not melodic.
Well, mine definitely isn't.
All right. Not tacit. You heard me? What'd you say? I said not tacit.
What's beyond? Yeah, tacit.
So bad.
It's like you want to feel bad, but then you know the situation. It's like bump that nigga. So the topic.
So this week.
Yep.
It's election week, right? That this is coming out.
Oh yeah.
Father God in America. Yes.
Everyone else like, yeah, thank God.
Yeah. So the election is coming up, and we was like, I guess we gotta talk about that. I mean, we don't have to, but like, it's a huge thing going on.
Did we talk about last time?
Did we talk about it last time? Dang, I forgot. We've been doing the show a long time. We were still doing it when there was the last election. Which election was that? Oh, 2020. Oh, I don't know.
There was so much going on in 2028. I doubt it. Maybe we said something in passing.
Yeah, maybe. But we are this week because it's just a lot going on.
Lots to talk about. Yeah. Dance parties with Beyonce.
God. It's like he be saying stuff that it's just like, that would be so funny if you wasn't like a real threat to my life.
Like a raging bigot and terrible person. Like, terrible waste of life.
Every time I think of like, oh man, that could really happen, I'm just like, oh, we kind of could.
Because like, what would we do? I'm trying to like calm myself down. If it were to happen, it's like, what happened the last time? I mean, terrible things, but like,
it's this time I feel like it's different from last time.
It's a lot different. Also, a lot did happen the last time. It just was more like,
I feel like this
tactics.
This
was gonna be
more
worse. It's gonna be worse. Shane went on a rant to me for like 10 minutes because I'm gonna put his business out there about his sister, but a rant for me 10 minutes. Like, he's done so much stuff. You guys people just don't really realize because they don't read. They don't. I'm like, yeah, people are stupid. But like, he's done so much. He gets so much worse. And Shane's a lawyer, so he just was very passionate. I mean, you could be passionate about it without being a lawyer, but he's like in it. He works for the government, so he's like in it. Yeah. So it's really not a game,
like, at all. When I'm just like, so we just glossed over when he was like, when he said vote for him and they'll fix it so good you'll never have to vote again. I'm like, I don't give a fuck how much I like a candidate. If they told me I never had to vote again, that would make me. I'm like, because it's not like, I don't care how much I like you. The point is I should be able to vote every 4 years like I'm supposed to. Like,
never have to vote again was insane. Everybody was like, yeah.
Like, what's wrong with y'all? Anyway, as I just came up, of course, we're going to tie it into classical music. We're going to tie it into classical music in terms of the relationship that it has had with politics, mostly here in America. But yeah, that's how it came up. We're going to be talking about the election.
You taking a day off after your situation?
After we just talked about this, I'm like, maybe I should.
You think so? I'm going back and forth because I was telling Delaney for my like, I don't want to have a day off in the middle of the week, but it might be nice actually just to like, like, best case scenario is a relaxing day. Yeah,
because I was like, I need to prepare because I'm like, I need to know what I'm doing on that night. Like, knowing me, I'm gonna have to follow it because I feel like I can't just tune it out. Like, I can't act like the election's not going on. I did the last time.
But to be fair, I went to bed and Hillary was in the lead. So I would imagine my surprise. I was like, oh, literally, like, I went to bed like 11 Eastern and she was in the lead.
I wonder, I don't remember much about the 2020 election, whether I was stressed or not.
I don't remember either.
Because that one I don't remember. I remember 2016.
I think maybe I think there was just so much going on in 2020 that I just don't remember.
Only thing I remember is the stop the count people at the banging on the windows and stuff like that. I remember seeing that on the news, but I don't remember like watching what's the count, like all that. I remember everybody because I was in college in 2016 election, and I remember everybody being downstairs in the what was it, the dining hall, whatever the place was.
You said it the whole time?
I don't think the whole time, maybe most of the time. You know, I'm a night owl anyway, so. And I just remember going to studio the next day. Like,
Mrs. Taylor came to studio.
Yeah, we was in studio the next day. Like,
wait, what I'm wondering, we should do a watch party. But the reason why I'm like, I'm going, one thing about me, I go to bed. Like, that's how I'm wired. Because, like, don't they got to, like, do, like, all the nitty gritty stuff? Like, they don't really know for real until late, right? Or, like, the next day even. Or was that a special, like, Biden situation?
Kind of, but they do call states and stuff like that. Like, certain states are going to be called for the most part on the night of. So,
watch party?
I mean, I'm gonna be there. I'm like, so what I'm finna eat, because you know I'm getting my hair done. I said I'm leaving November 5th or something. At the very least, okay, I might wake up with a chain on my ankle, but at least my hair done.
Like, start coming rounding us up.
Oh my God. It's just too much going on. Yeah, but I found this article in the Washington Post about, there's a book that was written about classical music during the Cold War, and it has a lot of like information about some of the interactions, I would say, between like the political landscape and classical music at the time. One of the biggest ones that I didn't know, that was like kind of, I guess it's not that recent, but I don't think I knew that the New York Philharmonic went to North Korea in 2008.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I was like, I wonder why. Like, and apparently they got a lot of backlash and stuff like that. Like, people were like, why?
Because, like, now what?
Also, like, I don't even know if I was in that orchestra and it was like, so we're gonna
like no, my black ass is staying home.
Like,
I'm telling you that much.
Just too much. Just too much going on.
And also, like, there's too much stuff that could go wrong. Like, if you don't do exactly what they say, like
I'm not trying to whatever. But a lot of the main focus of the article in the book was mostly about like things during the Cold War and stuff like that. And obviously when we talk about, I'm sure we definitely have done like a politics and classical music episode before.
I'm sure.
Where we've talked about what's the old dude, Shostakovich.
Oh, that's the first person they mentioned.
Yeah, because it's just like, so I think because like politics and music has been like so intertwined in Russia. Shostakovich is one of the like biggest figures when people talk about that with classical music, because so much of like there was, you know, restrictions around what he could and could not do, and it was just a lot there. But sorry.
She been quiet.
All right.
She's stressed too.
Right. Oh, God. Sorry, I'm like because it's just too much going on. But they mentioned like a couple of instances in the article about like, what was that dude that he was in trouble for not he wouldn't conduct the Star Spangled Banner.
My hero.
Not my
Karl Muck.
Yeah.
He was the music director of the Boston Symphony.
Oh yeah, they arrested him, huh?
They jailed him. Yes.
Jailed him is insane.
For the start, what year? I'm gonna look it up. It's not said. It doesn't say. They would hate me now. Obviously, when I was in Memphis, when like you have to stand up and play it, I just kind of.
You have to stand up.
You have to stand up. Like, what am I finna do?
Yeah, what
you
are
know,
you finna do?
like I'm just like,
yeah. I feel like also what I've seen in this article, like this was a time, I feel like there are certain times in like history where just most people, something happens on a national or international scale in geopolitics or anything like that, where like most of the country is aligned around a certain goal, or a certain sentiment or whatever. Prime example would be like 9/11, when like the whole sentiment after that was everybody coming together and all this type of stuff. Like there was just that whole wave of that. And I feel like in those moments, it's much safer for like people to come forward and be involved and jump on the train. And also 2020 was kind of one of those moments too, where it was like a lot of organizations and companies and everything were doing and saying things that they would never they would never have done if it wasn't like a domino effect and everybody doing it.
Yeah.
So when I was reading this and I was looking at some of the things that happened during this time period, like I think they said it was the Philadelphia Orchestra that like stopped playing music by German composers during the war. I think this was during World War II. I was just like, I mean, first of all, in classical music, kind of crazy. They put off Wagner and Schubert, and like for y'all to be cutting out German composers, like, oh, y'all was real serious.
Like very serious, especially y'all really love that Wagner. I mean, y'all could have left Wagner out. That's why I know y'all not about it for real. Wagner was Wagner and Trump would have been best friends.
Like, I think it was during World War I actually, but I was just thinking about like classical institutions' place now, like in this conversation, because I honestly feel like I don't have a whole lot of examples of orchestras or other institutions doing things like this when it's not one of those moments where it's very collective.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I feel like orchestras kind of did they even do it for real with like the George Floyd situation, the murder? I feel like the most things I saw was like the changing the programming, but no statements, no.
I think the only ones that did Minnesota Orchestra did for, because it was in Minnesota.
Yeah. They should have. We're not playing no white composers. Y'all wouldn't even have a season. Y'all would be. What would y'all do?
Imagine they was like, we're not playing no police composers. That's some performance something they would do.
Y'all should do a year we not paying no white composers. Imagine. And they'll be like, well, there ain't nobody to find. I'm like, great, so you can find some, because there's plenty you could do.
But also, yeah, they would never, especially because even the people, subscribers and stuff that come for certain stuff.
I really hate what they did to the word woke. I saw that, like, I see it in the comments, like what racist white people did to the word woke, and I'm just like, it's just so annoying because that's what it'll be. We like,
yeah, woke orchestra. Yeah, like it would definitely be that. Dang, there was something else I was there was a competition. I don't know if it was just one that when Russia invaded Ukraine, they were not
I remember that,
allowing Russian people to compete in the competition. I think that's the closest thing that we've said, and even then, like that we've seen in the past like couple years. And even then, like there's been other, I think a lot of people walked that back a bit, because even like I watch tennis and all the Russian and Belarusian players, they don't have a flag next to their name in any of like this stuff. And there's at least one Ukrainian tennis player who is like actively advocating for them to not be able to compete at all.
I mean, the Olympics stood on business,
but also they were still there.
I think they couldn't compete for Russia.
Yeah. Which is kind of crazy, which I'm just like, to me, I'm like, what's the point of them even being there then, especially for the Olympics? Like,
yeah, maybe they want a medal. Also, if you've been training all that time, like you've been training from 2020 until, 20, whenever it happened, 2023. When did he invade? 2022?
Possibly. I don't remember.
Either way, you've been training all that time. You're an athlete, and it's like someone's like, you can't compete, but there's this loophole. I can see people taking the loophole. Yeah,
I see why they took it. I'm saying I don't understand from the Olympic Committee's perspective why, if everybody here is competing for a country, if you're gonna let them play anyway, then like I just don't like, what is that doing? What is taking the flag down doing? I don't think it's really doing anything. You're gonna let them play anyway. So like. I just feel like with like individual like tennis tournaments and stuff like that, like you're playing for yourself, your flag is not displayed 100% of the time, but like the Olympics is like for your country.
Yeah.
And so like I understand, because I'm not in the marginalized group in this situation, so like I'm not trying to say whether they should or should not, but I just felt like for the Olympics, like the whole point is you playing for your country, and it's like either you letting them play or you're not. I feel like either Russia is here or they're not, because it's like was it unaffiliated, whatever. We know they're Russian, like we know they are.
I'm also wondering the history behind that, because maybe maybe their like coaches or something advocated for them to. Is there any way? And maybe like, well, you have that unaffiliated thing. Yeah. Maybe it was like
and I understand, because that's kind of insane. You training for all those years, and because something that you have no control over, like whatever. But some people say it's because of the statement. Like I know in tennis, when they meet at the net and shake each other's hands, Ukrainians do not shake their Russian opponents' hands, and it's like it's nothing personal, but it's like it also, some people are like, it's been so long and they still doing this. It's like, but it keeps you still talking about it, because after it moved out of the news cycle as heavily as it was in the beginning, people stopped talking about it. But now it comes up every single time y'all watch one of them play, and they don't shake a Russian opponent's hand. Like it keeps it in the conversation.
Also, like that's so dumb to be like, oh, anybody talking about it no more. I'm like, it's still very much actively happening, like very much, and Russia's not like letting go. Like they keep advancing, they keep taking land. Like what do you talk like? It's not the shade room, girl. Just because you scrolled past it don't mean it's not happening. Are you dumb?
So I don't know, like I don't know the situation with that. Like what is the right thing to do? Because I understand, like.
Yeah, I just feel like you shouldn't compete at all, because you want to. I think the whole point also is to kind of like hit them where it hurts, right? Because now, like, in addition to you murdering these people that you're taking their land just because like you felt like it on a random Tuesday, you're also like you're also affecting your own citizens, because they can't go to their violent competitions, they can't complete the Olympics, like, so it kind of raises the stakes a little bit. So the point of them now, like, that it really doesn't make any sense, because they can go anyway. If they went down to Putin, he was like, just do unaffiliated.
Yeah, especially when it's like everybody Everybody knows. And it's just like, so they still have, I guess maybe on the official Olympic record, they don't get those medals awarded to Russia.
But letting Israel compete was actually kind of crazy because...
Yeah. And that's why I say, like, it really just has to do with, like, what is, like, popular. Like, because, like, obviously, I mean, everybody's in their own, like, section of the internet. A lot of people are talking about Palestine and all that in my section of the internet, but I don't think that, even though I think technically in the polls people are in favor of a ceasefire, it's not necessarily like people are not necessarily, I don't know if they are or not in favor of a free Palestine. Like, I know that people are in favor of as far as the polls go. Like, that's what I just know, that like more people are in favor of a ceasefire. So I don't know if the Free Palestine platform is popular enough for something like, for the Olympic Committee to make a move like that, saying, Israel, you can't compete. Because so many large nations, us included in the United States, are supporting Israel, sending them weapons and money for weapons and all that type of stuff. And so it's not gotten to the point where people who are in a position who feel like they want to play it safe on everything would do something like that. You know, like,
they're just, maybe because I just don't understand like the nitty gritty of like, because I wouldn't, I'm not making those kinds of huge decisions, but it just is ridiculous to me that like a country can slaughter so many, like literally carpet bombing and doing all these, like, not just going around and whatever. And I'm not trying to compare. I'm just saying, like, you literally are carpet bombing children, like making people walk miles and miles. Like, they don't have no running water. They don't have nothing. You literally flatten their entire country and they get to go and compete. And
then people saying stuff like, yeah, get them all and don't stop until it's all done. And people saying all this type of stuff. I'm like, are we... Like, it's just certain stuff. It's just certain stuff that I'm just like, it makes you feel kind of crazy.
Like, you're bombing. Nobody, it don't matter who it is. It don't matter if it's children. It don't matter if it's journalists. It don't matter if it's people bringing in food and aid. It don't matter. Like, it's just everybody.
You're right. That truck that was bringing in aid, and it was like, oh, our bad. Like, and it's just everything. Like, what? Shoot first, ask questions later. Oh, our bad.
That is like, you will pay for that.
You can't just,
if not in this life, the next one, you will burn in eternity. You cannot. I cannot imagine maybe like being so heartless. Just, those are people that you just like, yeah, put some more bombs on them. Yeah, let's bomb the safe area. We told them, ooh, this area is safe. Let's bomb it. Wow.
And I just don't. And then stuff just be getting mixed up, because I feel like when these conversations come up, you say one thing and then people hear another.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly, I don't know if you saw that video going on. It was going around on Twitter. It probably was other places. That video of Ta-Nehisi Coates on, Ta-Nehisi Coates was on, I think, CBS Mornings, and about his new book, The Message, which is written about his time that he spent on the West Bank, and all this type of stuff. And he was on CBS Mornings with, it was 3 other journalists. It was Gayle King, a black guy, and then this white dude who started interrogating him. He was like, if I read this book, I didn't know it was you. This wouldn't be out of place in an extremist backpack. And why do you feel like Israel shouldn't exist? And why do you feel like, what did he say? It was just all this stuff like that. He was, he was like, why are you acting like, he basically was like, why are you acting like, you know, that Palestinians haven't been given an opportunity to end this, and have you thought about what they might have done? And I'm like, so what they might have done to deserve being wiped out? And even CBS came out and was like, yes, so we don't really, like, that's not what our standard or whatever. As far as I know, he still got a job though, so right. But they were like, that's not really our journalistic standard and all that type of stuff. And it was just like kind of crazy. And then this other lady came out with a quote unquote review of his book, which this got turned into a meme, because like they took an excerpt of her book, and she basically was saying like basically like, are you mad because Israel was able to carve out, which he was like, that verb you just used kind of insane, literally carve out other people's flesh, was able to carve out their Oh, she said, are you mad that Jewish people were able to carve out their Israel when basically like y'all couldn't, meaning black people, the black Americans couldn't? Because he was like, I am a product of people that lived through this apartheid state in Jim Crow. Like, and so he was talking about when he saw so many similarities and stuff like that when he went to the West Bank and Gaza and was able to like see, he had a guide there who was Palestinian who couldn't walk in the same places that Ta-Nehisi Coates could. He was like, I as a black man from America have more rights than him, and he was born here and his parents were born here and his grandparents were born here. Like, he can't get water from certain places. He can't even exist without identification in certain places, like all of this stuff. And he's like, and Ta-Nehisi Coates was like, I familiar with this because of what we have dealt with in America, and I'm a product of Jim Crow and all this type of stuff. And so that's where her excerpt came from. He's like, are you mad because they carved their Israel and y'all couldn't do it even in Liberia and all this type of stuff? And it got turned into a meme because Ta-Nehisi Coates had never seen it before. So when it cut from that to his face, he was like, wow, that was really racist. And that's been a meme because he was like, I'd never heard that before. Like, that was really racist.
What'd she say back?
It was an excerpt from her thing. So he was on a talk show. Yeah, and they read it to him. And that was his reaction because that's insane.
That's insane.
Like, and that actually made me want to read the book. So that's one of my books for the end of the year I'm going to read. Because he's also a very good writer. I read Between the World and Me a couple years ago. But yeah. So, I mean, I think that's the elephant in the room in terms of like when we think about what's going on in terms of like arts institutions and stuff that are involved in speaking out about politics and what they will and won't say. I really think it's a matter of safety.
I think arts institutions are just trying to keep their money. They're not going to say nothing.
Yeah. And
I think we saw a little bit of that in 2020, but definitely not. Like, you think at the freaking, especially depending on the organization. I feel like if Sphinx came out and they were like, you know, Waltz Harris or whatever, Harris Walls, like, it'd be like, sure. Versus like if the National Philharmonic was like a vote for women's rights, like they will lose actually a lot of money because I'm sure their top donors are Trump supporters.
Yeah. And like, or even just people like white, get the politics and whatever. People like that who don't know literally anything about music because
or anything.
Like history, like come on y'all. But because I feel like, yeah, and then even that would be like a fairly, like that's like down here. And then when we talk about other issues like Palestine and stuff like that, that's really sticking your neck out there for them. And I go back and forth because I don't know. I feel like there are different ways for people to get involved in terms of like organizations like this. Because I'm actually surprised. I'm sure some orchestras have done some type of like voting thing. Because I'm surprised I haven't seen more of that. Just encouraging people to vote and stuff like that, even in a vague way.
Yeah.
But what was I about to say? I lost it.
I think like when the Ukraine invasion happened, I know that like a lot of orchestras were playing the Ukrainian national anthem. I just personally took a note that when the Palestine invasion happened, it was silence.
And also I feel like, and when we talk about like what happened at the Met when Anna Netrebko was basically was not invited back and got a lot of her stuff in the West canceled, the blackface was okay. The fact that she's still to this day, I remember right after, still to this day is wearing blackface, is defending it and all that type of stuff. Y'all banned it at the Met, but it didn't matter that she was doing it at other places. It didn't matter that she doesn't think it's wrong. She doesn't care. All that type of stuff.
Somebody grab her by the throat.
Like,
I'm just tired of hearing about her. I'm tired of looking at her. I mean, I don't ever see her, but every time her name comes, I feel like I've seen her 1,000 times. I just want somebody to push her over,
like
onto the 110.
Yeah. I don't know. Damn, I wish I could remember what I was about to say before, but I know I don't know what that is. My memory is giving Swiss cheese.
Oh, well, rock the vote, guys.
It really isn't funny, is it? Like at all.
Like at all.
Like we really in a situation.
Like real bad.
I mean, by the time this episode comes out, I mean, we'll be one day away.
Hopefully we can record this episode from our camp.
I was about to say, when they come in here talking about grab everything you could get.
I'm not grabbing the mic, so. Oh my God.
We're gonna be jesters at the freaking, let's not get into it, because remember that day?
It went for like 30 minutes.
That day when we was like, oh my God, we got really caught up in thinking about what if he wins. Oh my gosh.
I would be a jester. Better that than what you could be. I saw The Handmaid's Tale. Yeah, I'd rather be a jester.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Anyway, this is getting dark. Anything else? This whole thing has been dark.
I mean, yeah, dang. We should have tacked on a lighthearted. We should have switched this with the intermission.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's bring it back around.
Anything good going on?
Anything good going on?
I think I can't remember if this is exactly what I was gonna say, but I was just gonna say that we've seen a sneak peek of like how that will go with the whole Palestine thing when we talked about that guy that played. It was a pianist or something, and this was in Australia, but he played something dedicated to Palestine or by a Palestinian composer, something like that, and they like canceled all his engagements. We talked about that a couple weeks ago.
We did?
Yeah, maybe like a month or two ago.
Oh,
yeah,
that sucks.
Because I remember, and then the leadership stepped down.
Oh,
yeah. So I mean, we seen a sneak peek of that. So. And I feel like a lot of people if we would just play. There was, I think it was Daniel Barenboim, or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Daniel or David.
Daniel, yeah.
Huh?
Daniel Barenboim?
Yeah. When he had some orchestra that was like.
He's still conducting? He stayed up the whole time?
He was like, if we could just get them to come together and play the music. And I was like,
Sweet
sometimes
pea.
That's not the answer to everything.
It's rarely the answer, actually.
Like, it's like, I understand your music makes you feel this type of way, but like, we talking about real, like, it's real bullets hitting real kids. Like,
I want you to stop saying
violin.
that real bad. Like, music is not the answer.
Like,
at all. Like,
and I guess maybe, I mean, we watched that documentary, The Last Song in Kabul. Like, maybe, like, I don't know, it's like, yeah, sometimes it could
be a vehicle,
yeah, or it could be like a place of respite for people going through, but like, also we need to,
but also they were fleeing while they were shooting the plane down.
Like
we
got bigger problems.
If we just play this Mahler real quick, they'll stop shooting. Right. I'm like, no, they'll shoot you in your face.
I was about to say, they just wait, stop shooting.
Wait, Netanyahu. Wait.
Like, what? What we finna do?
Pray.
Like,
God's like, he's probably moved on to his other planets.
Right. He was like, I gave y'all all the tools.
He's like, you know what, it's get out of hand.
Y'all got people paying bills, and y'all got podcasts.
Y'all killing kids. Right, y'all got podcasts.
You see the difference too when we came up with.
I'm like, y'all using spaghetti as a main dish. Like, I did my best.
That's ridiculous. How is spaghetti not a main dish? Is every pasta not a main dish to you then? Or is it just spaghetti?
I think spaghetti's a side dish. Specifically spaghetti.
Why?
Spaghetti and meatballs, that's a main. Spaghetti's a side dish.
All right, Katie. Katie eats spaghetti with catfish. Well, she doesn't because she's vegan, but she eats a vegan version of that.
Yeah, and so there's an entire state of Mississippi and Chicago.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. So
now
48
chase,
against
now
48
rock,
against
now
2.
Bounce, now drop, now twerk, now work.
You know, we
now
call that
let's
landslide.
Oh, I can't wait to go to Chicago. Ooh,
2 against 48. All right. Black excellence?
Y'all let me know in my
I'm
DMs.
sure they will. Sure.
Unless you're Italian, because you're like, what is this conversation? But in Chicago, spaghetti is a side dish.
Okay. Where we at now?
Like literally, my mom. I remember one time my mom made dinner like in high school. She just made spaghetti. I'm like, where's the meat at?
There's no meat in her spaghetti?
I mean, it had ground beef in it or ground turkey. My mom doesn't eat red meat, but it had ground turkey in it. But I'm like, that's all you made?
Oh no, we do spaghetti with like a side salad.
Yeah, a little salad, but like
garlic bread.
a little, and then back in the day, a little piece of fried chicken. Sometimes she would bake the chicken. All
right, Black excellence.
This is juke music from Chicago. Is my Black excellence. Oh, it's yours.
Yeah, exactly. So.
All right, y'all. Time for Black excellence, where we hype you up, gas you up, and give you your props because it's room for everyone at the top.
See, you just ruin this person's Black excellence. So they tuned in to hear what they got going on, and that's what they hear.
We haven't even said their name yet.
It's time for Black excellence, where we hype you up. Gas
Doing
you
over
up.
is kind of crazy. It's fine. It was fine the way it is.
It's
but
not,
what I was trying to say is that it was fine the way it is. You could just say who they are. Delaney.
Can I say it or no?
As long as your next word is mine.
It's time for Black excellence, where we hype you up, gas you up, and give you your props because it's room for everybody at the top. I did a very nice intro for Robert Davis. Okay,
It's
who
like
is?
said, so.
It's not exactly what you said.
It's similar.
Okay, so Robert Davis is a clarinetist who has a varied resume. Okay, he got his bachelor's of music from Cleveland Institute of Music, but he got a master's in voice at Cleveland State University. He also has an artist diploma from the University of Cincinnati College Conservatory of Music. He attended Interlochen Center for the Arts and the Sarasota Music Festival, and he has also performed with the Gateways Chamber Player. Shout out to Gateways.
Oh, Robert.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he also recently finished his eighth year as a director of bands at the Cleveland School of the Arts, and he's also principal clarinet of the Cleveland Opera Theater and the Cleveland Opera Orchestra. So shout out to Robert.
Period. My piece of the week is Juke That by...
I'm not putting that in the thing. So
my piece of the week is Montgomery Variations by Margaret Bonds. Shout out to Maggie.
Okay.
Period. Big Bonds.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Big Maggie.
All right.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to Classically Black Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Classically Black Podcast. We got merch on our website, classicalblackpodcast.com. I never say our website. I need to figure out the outro.
Yeah, we gotta
real bad because it's been like 10 weeks.
We gotta.
Yeah. If you're Black, join ISBM. Something coming out with ISBM. Should have came out 2 weeks ago, but just what else is there? Patreon.com/Classically Black Podcast. Join the Ebony Tower. Thank you for listening, and we will catch y'all next week.
Bye, y'all. And hopefully we'll see.
But
thinking positively.
We'll see y'all next week.
Mm-hmm.
If not, in the great beyond.
Bye, y'all. Hopefully just a temporary kind.